This is Dear Mama Sal, and the word for today is ouch. Hi, everybody. The reason that the word for today is ouch is because I did manage to get my total gym set up. It was one of my 2 goals for the day. And, I was going to put it in my craft room, but what I found out was it actually does fit pretty well in my bedroom. And unless I find that it's in my way a lot, I'm going to leave it there. And I can't imagine, I'll show you a picture, I can't imagine that it's going to be too much in my way, because the only time I need to go near it is to go get clothes, and I can go, just the one side of it, and that's fine. So we'll see how it works out. If I need to move it, I know how to do it. It's a little bit difficult. By the way, I had to talk to a few dust bunnies while I was unpacking it, but that was to be expected. It had been packed up for nearly a year. And the good news is I managed to get on it and do some exercises that I know help my back. And I want to tell you, I could just feel my back start to unhinge. You know what I mean? It's been sort of like this for quite a while, and it's going to be interesting to see if I can start using my left leg better, because I'm pretty sure that part of the reason that I've had problems with my left leg is because my spine is out of alignment, and I've got muscles trying to hold my spine together in the wrong position. So anyway, the good news is that I did 15 minutes. I was pretty proud of that, and I did 15 minutes doing a lot of work from taking the strain from the front, but pulling my shoulders right back, because I've started to stoop a bit, and I don't like that. So 2 things: I bought myself a brace, I'm waiting for it to arrive, to keep my shoulders back. And then the other thing is I'm going to obviously do more work on my total gym, because it does help strengthen those muscles. You've got to build up the strength in your muscles, at your shoulder level, shoulder blade level, and at your chest, so that they can hold you in the right position again. So that's what I'm doing. And the reason I said ouch is because, number one, when I actually did some of the exercise where you lie on your back, I could almost hear my back go. It was, you want me to do that again? Okay, Jody. So, it was just like, you could, literally hear things unlocking. So it was a little sore to start with, but once I got it working, and I didn't do too much. When I say I didn't do too much, I did 15 minutes, but they were a calm 15 minutes. I didn't go in, I went into cardio, but I didn't go into peak mode at all. So that's good. So that was the first thing. The other thing was, I was talking to the viewers at the weekend, yesterday, Friday. We do 2 broadcasts on a Friday. And I was talking to them about the fact that I'd got the internet person coming in, and I said, the internet guy, because who's ever seen a woman? Well, guess what? A woman arrived today. I had to give her a hug. I said, you've got to understand, I've been talking about the fact that it's bound to be an internet guy, because I've never seen an internet woman. And here you are. Her name was Sarah. What a delight. And she not only helped me get the modem and everything sorted out properly, but also she helped me install the new television. Now, you will remember that Nana suggested that I get a television with Roku, and I was going, what the is that? Well, I now know a little bit more, and basically what you've got is a whole lot of streaming programs, as well as, when I got it, I was so confused, because I'm going, how come I can get this television for under $200, and it's got this Roku thing as well? And then I remember saying, does it have real television? And I even did that today, because Sarah was busy showing me how to get all the streaming things, and I'm going, does it do real television? The one I'm used to. So I managed to find out how to do that as well, so I'm feeling very good about that. However, the pathetic little legs that it had on it, when I went to put the television on the mantelpiece, the legs just kept collapsing. They didn't want to hold the weight of the television. Really interesting. So I said to Sarah, well, I guess I could glue them in, with Gorilla Glue or something, and that would work. And then I thought, something, it just isn't stable. So you know what I did? I've got some of that heavy-duty double-sided tape. Don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's like serious double-sided tape. It's not for beginners. And you can use it to hang up pictures and things if you want to. So what I did was I used a strip of that underneath it at the front, and then 2 other bits at the back. And I want to tell you, I think it could withstand, a little bit of shaking if an earthquake came through. Not a whole lot, but, just your average rumble. I think I'd be fine, which is really what I wanted. And if somebody accidentally knocked against it, it's fine, I hope. So that was a big step forward as well. I'm really pleased about that. At the moment, you're probably wondering where you're going, so I'm off to my old house to pick up some mail that arrived from Wish, so I got to go get it. And can't remember what it is that I got, but I'll let you know on the way back. Or not. So basically, it's been a fairly productive day. And the truth of it is, I definitely can feel that I'm doing one step at a time pretty well, because after the broadcast last night, you all picked on box number 4. I had that emptied and put away in probably 15 minutes maximum, maybe even 10. And so that was a really good thing. Thank you for your help on that one. I appreciated it. Wow, that was so cute. I got to see Yvonne and get my hug. And in the parcel, there was a cake decorating table. I can show you. One of those. And the reason I've got that has nothing to do with decorating cakes. It has everything to do with the fact that I want to put a canvas on there, drop paint on it, and then spin it. That's going to make a lot of mess. But it's going to be such fun. We'll see. Anyway, so basically all is good. I'm now going to go home. See how I've adjusted? I'm now going home, and I will... Oh, by the way, the most difficult thing of all, you cannot imagine, is to drive up to a home that you have lived in for 20 years, and you've got a sort of an approach angle, and you swing into the driveway, shut off the car, and get up. Well, to actually keep saying, I don't live here anymore, do not go near the driveway, do not park on the driveway, do not park on the driveway, do not park on the driveway. And I didn't. but I literally had to keep talking to myself to make sure that I didn't. It was funny. So I am feeling where I can feel the muscles that the Total Gym used. And yes, I did take the IB broken. Yeah, I know, I can hear it. Yes, I did take some IB broken before I left home, but I can still feel it over that, which means that I definitely did move a few muscles, and I knew I would. Seriously, how can I not feel that after, it's been over a year since I've used that Total Gym, and, I knew that my back was seized, in certain areas. So, but the good news is, I bet you it loosens up a lot of different muscle groups now, and the more that I do it on a regular basis, the more they will loosen and strengthen. They'll let go of that grip that they've had on holding my spine in the wrong way. Boy, and I want to tell you, when you do that Total Gym over your head and back down again, you can feel the vertebrae just going. It's amazing. So I'm glad I put it up, and I'm glad that I did some work on it, and I'm going to continue to do that at least 3 times a week to help strengthen my back and get my core going. Now, I think a lot of you might already have heard this, and I'm going to say it again because it is important, that I have now lost 15 pounds this year. And there is no doubt about it that this intermittent fasting that Jody talked to me about has been part of that, without any doubt. The other part is I am learning to eat more healthily and enjoy it. And that is a learning process. I've got to say that. It doesn't mean that I don't have bad stuff. I just know the price I'm going to pay for it. That's the difference. So, for example, I will eat. First of all, I haven't eaten today. It's now 5:19, and I have not had food today. When I get home, I'm going to make myself my first snack, which will probably be cheese and crackers, I would think. Now, I don't normally have crackers, but I feel like I'm going to have some cheese and crackers as a snack, maybe with some celery and cream cheese as well. And then tonight, I know I'm going to have a portion of the Chinese meal that I bought the other day. I had half of it the other day, and I'm going to have the other half tonight. And I may actually add some more vegetables to it just to keep the balance up. That's the trick. Keep the vegetables. I do that a lot now. The first thing I do is, where are the vegetables? I start with that. And then where is the protein? And then what's the treat? And the treat can be just a little bit of brown rice or even white rice. It's just not half the plate anymore. That's what it used to be. And the portion sizes have come right down. That's surprising to me. And sometimes, for example, I made a minestrone soup that I really liked, and I had that one day. And then last night I took another helping of that, and I just liquidized that into a thick soup. And oh, that was so good. And that soup had some leftover meat in it. It had vegetables. It had, chickpeas and which I believe are good for you. Chickpeas and, all sorts of vegetables in it. And then some pearl barley. And, it was a meal, and I'm really found that it satisfies. When you've got that many good things in it, it does satisfy, and that's what I'm learning. And so last night, by the time I'd finished doing what I was doing, I sat down and had some caramel corn and trail mix. The interesting thing was, when I took my blood sugar this morning, I was expecting it to be blipped up, and it was down. It was below 6 in Canadian, which is, very good. I was really pleased. So, step by step, it's working. By the way, I wanted to tell you something really strange. I did 15 minutes on my total gym, and it was interesting to see where it took my heart rate, and also how much of it was cardio and then how much of it was peak. Now, what I did was I compared it to, I went out and did some gardening type stuff, tidying up things around the garden and so forth. I did that the other day, and I set the watch to workout. That's what I said I was doing, was a workout. And the interesting thing was, I did more peak level exertion doing the garden stuff than I did on the total gym. You going, how is that possible? I really don't know. But isn't that interesting? So don't discount going out and working in the garden as a way of exercise. I was talking to Benji's daddy, Gramps, and I was saying to him, John, the thing that everybody gets hung up on is exercise. The truth is, it's all about movement. Are you moving? Your unpacking is exercise. Dancing is exercise. It's not just go out for a walk if you don't want to. There's so many other things. Painting a wall is exercise. If you take a paintbrush and you start painting, you are using different muscles. It's over and above what you normally do movement. That's important. And so I will keep reporting back to you and let you know how I'm doing. And for those of you who are doing your version of this, well done. I cannot tell you how my mindset has changed. It really has. My mindset has changed. I notice when I go shopping, I spend more time in the fresh fruit aisle. Benji's going to be so pleased with me. I spend more time in the fresh fruit aisle than I do, and the meat aisle, than I do, anywhere else. So, learning, it's a learning thing. And I remember Jody telling me way back a year ago, Sal, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And you're going to have to keep learning and adjusting and learning and adjusting until you find out what works for you. And she is 100% right again. I'm actually sick. One of the things that I thought I would show you is that I've got these deep drawers here, which is wonderful. Now you see all this rubbishy stuff that is here. What I'm doing is, rather than store them flat, I'm starting to take the taller ones like that and going, okay, no, that one won't work. But as you can see, I've managed to get a lot of tools that are now vertical instead of horizontal. And that frees up an incredible amount of space. I think I've just about done the ones that I can here. What's that one? That one definitely could. So it's really just a simple logic where this is all wasted space if I'm not coming up. So I might even look for a second box to put on top of this, just so that I can, utilize the space. You see the space between the top of the funnel and here is wasted space, and I've got about another 6 inches there, whereas this actually utilizes that space. I wonder if I'm making sense with it. So I'm going to keep working on it, and end up with the stuff that definitely can't stand upright in here, and that'll be fine. And as you can see, now I'm doing the same with my plastics. I'm trying to make sure that I come up, because you'll be amazed just how much you can fit in. I've got an incredible amount of plastic in there. Now this is another deep drawer that's got a lot of wasted space in it at the moment, and I'm still working on what to put in here so that I don't waste the space. But I think I'm doing fairly well in terms of what I've got in here. This drawer works really well for me. This is where I keep my everyday mason jars. And, it just, and obviously I've got Kleenex here for when I'm doing the broadcast. It's close. I've got gum here. It's all very close to some hand sanitizer, which I I used to wipe my whiteboard sometimes. But, it's functional, and that's important. So I wanted to thank the viewers who picked this particular box that was here, number 4, for me to, actually I'm going to start numbering these so that we don't have to do that each time. But they picked that one for me to empty, and I did it in about 10 minutes. And the reason being, most of it was already boxes within the box. You know, there was a pasta maker. Hang on, let me see what was in there, because most of it went in this bottom drawer, which I'm still working on, but you'll get the idea, right? A pasta maker, a fondue pot, some lids for my mason jars, a vertical chicken roaster, a casserole carrier. You know, so basically the whole lot went in here very quickly. I think that all went in there. Let me see if I put anything. Now, this is what I call my casserole dish. Obviously. You know, I've got Pyrexes in here, the everyday Pyrexes that I use. And when I say every day, I probably use each of these at least once a week. So that's why I've kept them all together, and I'm keeping this fairly clean. This roll of paper came with the house, and quite honestly, it's very useful. And all these, don't laugh, are all my recycled paper towels. You know, if I just use it to clean up a spill, I rinse it out and I hang it on top of my faucet until it's pretty dry, and then I'll lay it flat to dry completely, and then I reuse it. I've still got vertical space in here, and I'm still thinking about that, because obviously I'm looking to maybe put my fry pans get one of those racks where I can put one on top of the other. Not on top of another, but space them out. So next time I'm in Walmart or something, I'll look for one of those. I've got... By the way, anybody who tells you don't ever put your saucepans in the dishwasher, I've probably had these for 15 years, and I have never washed them by hand. They've always gone in the dishwasher. I think they're looking pretty clean. When I say, you know, and so the point is, don't put them in the dishwasher if they're not good quality, maybe. These were quite fairly expensive, but I could do with cleaning the bottom of that one. But fairly expensive, but I have never regretted paying the money I did for those, because they go in the dishwasher, and that's high on my list of things.